My secret superpower is my knack for attracting anything pop culture. Like, I don't even go looking for it. It just comes to me and I know anything that's happening that's part of pop culture.
And ladies and gentlemen, that was Flo.
Hi.
I do not think I have any superpower, but I do have a great hunger for entertainment, all things entertainment. The easiest way to get my attention or to change my mood if I'm in a bad mood is to put on anything movie or TV show related, and that's it. You have my 100% attention. So yeah.
And that is Tanvi.
Hello.
A special mention to our social media partners, Bollywood Direct.
You can find them on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram at Bollywood Direct. Hi and welcome to Mughal-E-Azam podcast. And today we are talking about Mughal-E-Azam. This is our first movie in the Quintessential Hindi Movie series. This movie came out in 1960. Prime Minister of India was Jawaharlal Nehru. And one significant thing that happened in India this year was the state of Bombay got divided into two states, Gujarat and Maharashtra. So the movie is directed by K. Asif. The producer is Shapurji Palonji. Music was by Naushad and the lead actors are Dilip Kumar and Madhubala.
Woohoo! And it is period drama set in the 16th century, and it's a love story between Prince Salim and a court dancer Anarkali, and the king, who's the father of the prince obviously, disapproves of this relationship, which leads to a war between the father and the son.
Right, so kicking off this podcast series with Mughal-E-Azam, it doesn't get better than that because this was one of the most celebrated and most successful Hindi movies of all times. It's a story of love, jealousy, ambition and sacrifice, which is probably like the footholds of Indian society in general.
True.
So let's start with fashion. What did you think about the clothing, the stunning clothes that Madhubala wears, Flo?
Gorgeous. So when it comes to clothes, because it's a period drama, I don't know how historically accurate it was, but oh gosh, it was so beautiful though. Like whatever Madhubala was wearing was amazing. And there are some scenes which is in color, telling Tanvi that, oh my god, I feel bad for everyone who never got to watch a movie in color. Right? Because it just enhances the beauty of the costume and the set design in general.
But I was actually even seeing the rest of the movie, which is actually in black and white, so you can't really see the colors, but I was still mesmerized by its grandeur and its intricacy of work regardless. Yeah. So that says a lot about, the work that must have gone in. And I do know that I've seen like a couple of interviews of people from back then, and they said that they did choose clothes which could work well in black and white contrast. So they would make the actress wear darker color sari because they knew the face is going to be whitish. So the colors of the outfit has to be darker in contrast for it to show and things like that. So I guess they had complete different way of approaching costumes back then. But even in spite of that, the amount of attention they gave to this and the amount of money they spent on this movie on costume and set design is quite commendable. They really were committed to the movie. So the costumes are amazing. I liked a lot of Bahar's costume as well, which is another court dance, Akbar's court, and even Jodha, Akbar's wife's saris and the big jewelry and polki sets and, things she's wearing. They're all very, and even Akbar, like the kind of his costume and the jewelry he's wearing.
And can we take a moment and talk about the crown and the tiaras they wore? And also the caps, right?
Yeah, those, you only see them on musicians in that decade. Like lately, you haven't seen them unless there is a Qawwali or something. Those caps they wear, the Qawwali singers wear,
Yeah, and the women look gorgeous with that.
They all were looking so beautiful. And I also liked the fact that none of them was skinny. Nobody was skinny and everybody was stunning.
Yeah, that is so true. They were dressed in midriff bearing lehenga choli, but they were not skinny at all and there were no perfect toned abs or whatever. They just looked so elegant and graceful and they were just so comfortable in their own skin.
Yeah, like we were saying that it is only once, I think this is something I've said over and over again in my life, until the Western media hadn't entered Indian society, like until we only had Doordarshan Television and we had DD, the local Indian channels, we were not exposed to this Western standard of fitness, which is great for the Western body type, but Indian body type or South Asian body type is different. And we all were pretty, like everybody around me at least was pretty comfortable in their skin. My mom, I never heard her ever complain about her body or any, that, oh my God, this is looking this and that from the sari. Although I would hear her say that now. Because now even she's exposed to this culture of where, nothing is supposed to look out of shape. We've got this new image of having flat ab, body like Deepika Padukone. I mean, although her body's gorgeous, but, we all can't, mere mortals can't have it. So I blame the Western media and...
The concept of beauty, we've kind of taken it from the Western media and we've just given up on our own uniqueness of Indian beauty, I guess,
Yeah, we always had this thing for fair skin and light eyes.
Oh, yeah.
From, the Imperial Hangover, but besides that, at least we were only, it was only restricted till the skin color and eyes. Now it has gone way beyond the skin and eyes. Now we just want to become another race altogether. Yeah. Oh my God. I'm so afraid we're going to sound like some really conservative old age ladies who are talking about it used to be so good back then. Oh my God. And that is not us at all.
But I really feel like there are some really great things about Indian culture and India in general. So I feel like, we should try to incorporate like as much as we can and take the best things from both sides and then make our own thing,
Exactly. Even in terms of like the movie, like if we just talk about Mughal-E-Azam, just in Mughal-E-Azam, you're seeing the culture of India, like in, the Mughal culture and then the Rajput culture. They have this mix of both cultures here. Not again, like naturally the movies today are representing the society, which is today, which is really westernized and influenced by other cultures. But what about, making cinema? Because nobody else, if not us, nobody else can make a Mughal-E-Azam drama. Everybody else can make those westernized movies. So, we are not even catering to the uniqueness we have. Like, we're not even tapping into that, what nobody else can do. Yeah. So, we're kind of at a disadvantage because our USP is all of this culture, all of these costumes, this embroidery, this point of view, the language, like the Urdu language they're using, the poetry they are using. No other culture can use that. I mean, we are, instead of using that, we are trying to, rap in our songs, and which is fine. It's, it's all right.
It's okay,
But not that
in moderation.
It should be everything. Yeah.
I completely agree with you. And in fact, the movies that I'm more drawn to are the movies where we tell our stories, which nobody else can. It's just us as Indians can tell these stories. And those are the kind of movies that I'm normally drawn to. You're totally right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when we speak to friends, like people who are non-Indian, like who are from other nationalities, Philippines, Malaysia, wherever, all of my friends from other nationalities, they always remember all of these traditional dance sequences or these really emotional songs where the mother is waiting for the son to come or the husband is like taking care of the wife because she's dying or all of these things. They're like, oh my God, that is so sweet. And I'm like, you guys like that? And they're like, yeah, we don't get to see it anywhere else. Like this is, and those are the scenes they talk about and those are the movies I'm like, oh my God, this is what they like. So,
that's because we're so used to seeing that around us that we don't realize that, that's what makes us unique, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so now let's get back to the movie. What did you think about the acting? We have Dilip Kumar, we have Madhubala, we have Prithviraj Kapoor and Durga Khote, my favorite.
Oh,
all of these really big shot actors of their times.
Can we talk about the elegance of Madhubala? Everything was so graceful about her. Like, I have no words to explain the beauty of Madhubala. The whole world knows how beautiful she is. I absolutely enjoy just watching her the entire movie. And then, back in the days, I feel like no makeup look was not a safe thing to do. It was not an in thing to do. But in a lot of scenes, Madhubala, when she's imprisoned, she's done a lot of no makeup look. And I think it would have taken a lot of courage for her to actually do that because vanity was everything, for women back in the days, especially actresses, right? So, so that shows the kind of passion she had for acting. So I absolutely loved her throughout the movie.
Yeah.
And Dilip Kumar, obviously, he's known for his subtle act. So he brought that into the movie. Prithviraj Kapoor. He's a legend. And yeah, I read somewhere that Prithviraj Kapoor, like before every shot, he would look in the mirror and he would like stand straight and tall just to get into the character because he was the king.
I had also read that whenever his shot was ready and he would be like coming for the shot, people would not say like Prithviraj Kapoor is coming. They were like Akbar padhar rahe hain. So they would actually, like, once he was in the costume and like ready to shoot, they would actually address him as Akbar, not because he asked them to. It's just they were like, okay, Akbar is ready, he's coming. And okay, yeah. I mean, and in all reality, like whenever you do think of Akbar, you say Akbar, Prithviraj Kapoor comes into your head.
Yeah.
Like anybody who's seen Mughal-E-Azam, you know, if you mention Akbar or you mention even like if you want to talk about royalty and kings, you think of Prithviraj Kapoor, you know, that's how kings were. Like, he kind of just like epitomized that role so well. So, yeah.
I can see that, yeah.
And of course, like you spoke about Madhubala and Dilip Kumar, I really admired their controlled emotions and they're so soft and subtle in their movements, even while acting and dancing and choreography. Yeah. The whole, like, the persona is so poised and calm. There's no brash movements. There's no loud dialogues. When they're angry, even then they are like portraying it with so much control, because in reality you don't, like, you know, when you're angry you don't really start throwing things around. You're actually just angry on your face. You know, that's anger. But to portray that on screen is so hard. So they were doing it so well. Yeah. And I just loved how subtle everything was. It wasn't in your face. And it was a period drama, so it could totally be in your face. They could make it theater kind of acting out of it, but they didn't. So,
and also, if you could see everybody's passion into this movie, like they put their heart and soul into it. It took them 14 years to actually make the movie and then release it in 1960.
I think they started shooting it in 1940, but then 1946. But something or the other kept happening. India and Pakistan partition happened. So the producer of the film went to Pakistan. He was not in India anymore. So the director K. Asif lost the producer. And he had also chosen another actor for this film. But the actor had some health issues. So that actor got out of the scene, and he was considering a lot of actresses from Nargis to Suraya, and then finally Madhubala came on board. And in between the shooting, Madhubala, she got diagnosed with heart disease, so she was having a hard time with her health, but she, you know, she was a sport and she wanted to complete the project. So I guess this film had its good share of problems.
Yeah. True. And also, even personally, Madhubala and Dilip Kumar were, they were seeing each other, and then there was a little bit of friction in their relationship or something. So if you remember one of the scenes, the feather scene, it's beautifully shot, where, you know, during that scene both of them were not in talking terms with each other, but they were so professional, you can't really tell. It's such a beautifully made scene.
Yeah, the Indian kissing scene where they never show you that there has been any lips locked, and then suddenly a feather would come on the screen and you're like, okay, there is something happening behind this feather. Left to your imagination.
Yeah.
But now that you mention it, that was actually one of my favorite scenes, because even though there's a feather, you could actually tell the passion of the actors. Yeah. The scenes leading up to that moment were really nice. So I like that feather kissing scene. Yeah.
One of my favorite scene was between the mother and the son, and they haven't really met in the sense, you know, they're not in the same they're not in the same they're not in the same frame. So what happens is the prince is coming back home after a really long time, 14 years or something, in war front. And then, you know, she finds out that the prince is about to come back home and he's on his way. Just the beauty of it, like we mentioned, the language itself was so beautifully written, you know, because it's mostly in Urdu. So Urdu is very poetic. So just the emotion of the mom, you know, who's waiting for her son was just so beautiful. I loved it. And Durga Khote was, I mean, she's a fabulous actor. I know you love her.
I love her.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I know exactly why, because she's super cute. But.
Yeah. And she carries herself in such a regal, you know, like a queen mother. But, you know, you can also see the emotion of her, you know, dying to meet her son after so long. And yeah, that scene was beautifully done. I loved it.
Yeah. I love Durga Khote. Like, it's imaginary grandmother / mother. But yeah.
I also liked one of the scenes where Madhubala's friend, Suraya, she's such a charming friend. So she finds out that, Madhubala obviously likes the prince and the prince also likes her. But Madhubala is too shy to go and, talk to the prince. And Suraya is like, oh, let me go and talk to the prince. And then she just like goes and tells him that, oh, my sister likes you or my friend likes you. I thought it was just so charming,
Yeah, Suraya was quite a firecracker. Like,
oh yeah, she was.
She was super cute. And I like that she didn't have any like reservations or like, she's talking to a king or a prince or somebody. She's like, so what? I'm saying the truth and this is, this needs to be done. Somebody has to do it. So I'm going to do it. So yeah.
And also one more thing that I enjoyed about the whole movie was there was this theme of patriotism running throughout the entire movie in a good way. Because, it's about this conflict between the king and the prince. The king obviously is against this relationship. And one of the reasons he gives is because you cannot betray the country. You are the chosen prince of the people and, you cannot betray them by getting married to a dancer kind of. So it was really nice to see the king putting his country before even the son. I guess that's what happens when you watch movies when you're older.
Although I kind of, like, I've always felt this was so, like, unnecessary. Like, I see what you're saying, but I'm like, oh my God, you don't have to do that. Like, if you would just open up your mind and let the people be. She's still a woman and your son is still a man. And, I don't know. I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Are you saying that the lineage is anyway, not going to get affected if that is what they're concerned about?
Okay, if that's what they want to think about, yes, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying lineage doesn't matter.
Ooh.
Castes don't matter.
Yeah.
Religion doesn't matter. And we've reached, naturally, we were not there in 16th century, but we've reached there now. But even now, when I look back, and I'm like, okay, I can appreciate the story and the emotions, and I love these movies. But when I reach a point, like, something like this happens, and I'm like, I'm still like, in my mind, I'm eye-rolling. Even if I'm not eye-rolling on the face, I'm like, yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
Like, who's your great-grandchild right now? I have no idea. And even if I did have an idea, like, who cares?
I get you. Yeah, it's a hard thing to understand, like, about the blue blood and all that. It's very silly sitting in 2017 and...
2018.
Wow. Yes. Yeah, it's hard to think about all these things sitting in 2018 and, but I don't know, like, wars have been fought over, like, who's going to be the next in throne and, things like that. So, yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, no, I get it. Like, I know what you're saying for that moment. Yes, it's amazing that he was putting his country before the son. But I would have wanted a king at some point, if they had that much brain and open-minded perspective, to be like, hey, it doesn't matter who my son marries or doesn't marry, because how he treats the people is what is more important. So, yeah.
And people generally don't really care as much, as long as, the king is doing his job.
They would care if that's what you build it up to be. It's like if you are the leader and you are the leader of their thought process as well.
Yeah.
If most of them are not educated and most of them don't have access to whatever you have access to. So, you are the leader of the thought. So just, set an example, explain yourself and be like, the king's responsibility is to take care of you, and the king can still have personal life without, having to sacrifice the whole freaking life. Okay, so enough about the blue blood. Just one last scene that I really did like was again between the mother and the son.
Which one?
When people get to know my movie choices and how and what I like in movies, they will realize that I have this thing for scenes which are between parents and kids, and I have no idea why that is, but I do have this. Like, I always notice these interactions and things like that. So the one I liked is when Salim is going to war with his father and is about to leave, and he's come to say goodbye to his mother, and the mother is, it's a confrontational scene, and they are not like on the same page about the whole thing. But I liked how he addresses it, and she talks about mere doodh ka qarz, like you have to pay the debt of my breast milk. And he's like, well, I can pay you in my blood. मैं अपना खून बहा सकता हूँ अगर आपको अपना दूध का कर्ज चाहिए. If you want the debt of your breast milk, I can like give you my blood.
Yeah.
But I still have the right to live and want what I want. I'm not your possession. And then she's like, no, you're not my possession, but you still belong to me. मतलब तुम अभी भी मेरे बेटे हो क्योंकि मैंने तुम्हें पैदा किया. But so they are having this conflict, and they both are right. But I like they both for presenting their point of view, and I liked. For once, I like that the man in this movie was standing up for his love and, was all ready to go to war for it.
They were not getting typically emotional and crying and, making a big scene. They were doing it in a very adult way, which is good. Yep.
So, alright. We have talked about fashion, acting and scenes. And now on to our last category of songs. So this movie definitely is known for its iconic song, Jab Pyar Kiya To Darna Kya.
You are not a true lover in India if you have not quoted this song at least once in your lifetime.
I mean, this is the national anthem for all young lovers, right?
Yeah.
Like, if there is any kind of opposition to your love story from anyone, from your parents, from your friends, and from society, it's like, okay, I'm in love and I'm not scared. That's how this phrase would translate, right? Jab pyar kiya to darna kya. So that song, of course, is beautifully shot. It is absolutely, there's like any adjective would not do enough justice. And from recently, the movie Bajirao Mastani, Sanjay Leela Bhansali was influenced by this movie. He's actually influenced by this movie in general, and you can see like bits and pieces of this movie in his work over the years, like the grandeur and just what we talked about, bringing Indian culture to the movies. And after K. Asif, I think Sanjay Leela Bhansali is the only one who's doing that. And God, he's being treated so badly for doing that. But so he was inspired by this song for his movie where Deepika does this quote. She's a courtesan and she dances. So in Bajirao Mastani, So that was one song, and the other one is Teri Mehfil Mein Kismat Azma Ke Hum Bhi Dekhenge. So this specific song is special to me because this is the song I danced on my wedding.
Ooh, Tanvi, you didn't tell me that.
I didn't tell you that so that I can tell that on the podcast.
Wow, that's a sweet surprise.
So but I really like the lyrics of that song as well. Like the repertoire between like what are the positives of being in love and what are the negatives of being in love. So and then in the end, of course, Madhubala, who is towards the positives of being in love, doesn't win the challenge which is in this song. But I like that in the end, Dilip Kumar is supposed to give something to the winner. So naturally, she doesn't win. So she gives the rose to the winner and then gives the stem with the thorns to the loser, who is Madhubala.
Yeah, that is kind of representative of their love story, I think.
And it's kind of foreshadowing as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. And, Madhubala says, Kaanton ko murjhane ka khauf nahi hota. Means the thorns have no fear of welting away.
Yeah.
This is my favorite line. And I'm not even a romantic. Okay, I'm not a romantic. I'm a very realist, logical, pragmatic person.
You are very logical, yes.
Yes. I'm very realist. I'm very realist. Like I am very much about, okay, this can be done, this can't be done, and blah, blah, blah. But there are some dialogues and there's some songs which can bring the romantic in me, and this is one of them. What about you?
Like you said, I'm one of those people who love Jab Pyar Kiya To Darna Kya, and also and it's one of the songs in color that is, shot in the movie. So, you're watching the entire movie in black and white, and then this song comes up, and this song already is so iconic, and then it comes up in color, and put it on YouTube, and then just watch it, just for the grandeur of it. And then when Tanvi, you told me that Sanjay Leela Bhansali actually is kind of inspired by K. Asif, I was like, it's so obvious. Why didn't I even know this fact? But I can totally see K. Asif's influence on Sanjay Leela Bhansali. And other songs were enjoyable, but this one song stands out for me, and it makes up for all the other songs. Because some of the songs I felt like, I wanted to just fast forward it.
Yeah, they were not even contributing to the movie. Like in the second half, the songs which are there, they are kind of unnecessary.
Yeah. Right.
So, do you think it stands the test of time?
That's a tough one. Because it's like my heart and my brain are saying two different things about it.
What is your heart saying?
My heart says the director took so long, 14 years to make this grand movie on screen. You can see that he's put in so much of hard work and so much of effort into it. But overall, 2018, it's a 3-hour long movie.
It's a 3 hour, 10 minute long.
So yeah, for me, it's like but my heart kind of overtakes the whole thing, and I'm like, it's okay, even if it was too long, it's fine. But Tanvi, what do you think?
You know, you've already said what I think. It did feel a bit long. Like the second half was not that engaging for me, and I was not able to focus at all. Naturally, if it was not for the podcast, I would probably not finish it, because I was like, who has time for this? A lot of work and a lot of time doesn't always translate into good quality. But having said that, in that time and day, it did a lot of business. Everybody enjoyed it. I think if we are just testing it on when it came out, then yes, it was great. But if we are testing it on the basis of, did it stand the test of time? Like, has it translated into that same impact so many years later? Probably not, because it could have been definitely shorter, and those songs towards the end were completely unnecessary.
Yeah, I am with you on it, but it's just that my heart is like,
But yes, if people do want to watch it and it's their first time, then, do not get discouraged by the length. I think because we have watched it before and we knew exactly, so that could have also kind of clouded our judgment, but please watch it. It is an sight for sore eyes. It's beautiful. If you want to see how poetry can be in motion, this whole movie and every frame is like that.
Yeah, so that's the takeaway. So,
I mean, I was actually wondering, imagine if K. Asif had all the tools and technology available today. If he was able to create this masterpiece back then, I think right now he would be able to create magic. Like, he would be completely... Because back then he spent like 10 million rupees or something like crazy like that. The amount of money, in fact, what used to take to make one film is what it took to just shoot Jab Pyar Kiya To Darna Kya, just that song and the set and the costume. So clearly he was giving his all. If he had all of this, which is available today,
right,
what would he be creating?
Yeah, because he seems like one of those geniuses,
I don't even know how does somebody have that much perseverance, like just to keep working on that project and not giving up.
And also convince the rest of the crew also, right, to work with him. Okay, so let's come to the last section of the podcast where we talk about if the movie were to be made in 2018, right now. Who would you like to recast?
So, Flo, who would you recast?
Okay, since we've been talking so much about Sanjay Leela Bhansali and K. Asif, the parallels, I would like to go with Ranbir Kapoor. And God, it feels like I'm repeating Bajirao Mastani casting. But I just feel like it would just fit.
I know, right? So, like, you can't think of anybody else other than Deepika.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would like to cast Sanjay Leela Bhansali as a director as well.
I'm trying to find somebody who is not Deepika.
I know, right? Like, she just fits the role. I can't unsee her.
Exactly. And there's nobody else who's that poised.
Do we not have any graceful people anymore in India?
You know what? Just to be completely out there, and this is completely like, I would like them to rise up to the occasion. It's just so random. It's unbelievably random.
I can't wait.
Okay. So what if we cast Tiger Shroff as Salim and we cast Shraddha Kapoor as Anarkali?
Oh my goodness.
I know you don't like either of them.
I know. I do not. I'm sorry. But because you said, it's coming out of a random place in your heart, I would say, okay, fine, go for it.
Yeah, okay, Shraddha Kapoor, just because I know that she's a good dancer, and Salim doesn't have to dance, but I'm like trying to look for somebody who looks princely, and I like how Tiger Shroff looks. This is what we have to work with. This is what's out there. Can't have Deepika everywhere.
True.
So that's it. This was our first podcast in the Quintessential Hindi Movie series. If you liked or disliked or have any feedback or have any casting ideas of yourself, then please share them with us on our Instagram or social media with the hashtag Moviewala Podcast. And on Instagram, the handle is also Moviewala Podcast. And this is me, Tanvi, and
Flo,
signing off. See you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.